not wearing a mask. That's right, the mask is gone because I've been vaccinated. And my guest tonight, the very lovely, talented, and funny Elyse DeLucci, has been vaccinated too, and she's not wearing the mask. Which I don't even know if that's a good thing because I sell the masks. Did I just kill some of my business? Let's have some fun. What's going on, everybody on Facebook? What's going on, everybody up there on Instagram? Hello, everybody out there on Spotify and iTunes and all that crazy shit. Say hello to my friend Elyse DeLucci, who came down to the basement.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be maskless. This is a great thing. I feel free at last.
Yes, she actually said that. I wasn't really expecting that. I'm maskless. You really don't hear that. Well, we're going to be hearing that more and more.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
I'm
common
maskless.
phrase.
You know, what did we used to hear? Things like umbrellas. I think I heard that once or twice. Once I've heard I'm pantyless. I didn't like that. Because if you have jeans on and you're not wearing panties...
Scratchy.
Ah! I told you we never stay on target. And she did it, so I'm not in any trouble. Well, actually, she said it. I never, you know, I wear jeans mostly.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
No, I hate jeans. First of all, I have a whole thing. No outside clothes in the house. I have a thing. I can't wear jeans. I can't sit on the couch. They're uncomfortable. They're hard, even with the lycra in them. I'm a leggings kind of girl. Lycra, spandex, that's my thing. No, I don't like jeans, and not in the house.
This is fantastic because that's almost something like what my mother would say. Oh my God, hold on. Well, I gotta plug that in.
Oh yeah.
Talk to everybody. I gotta plug this in.
I mean, I don't know about you, but the thing is like I live in Manhattan, right? And
I'll be right back.
It's filthy all over the city.
It's filthy.
You're sitting in the
What's
subway.
the difference between enclosed and out of clothes?
I'm gonna tell you. You go on the subway with your filthy jeans, your filthy stretch pants, and then you walk in your house, or you sit on the city bus, all kinds of ski bot stuff, and then you come into the house, and what? You're gonna bring those outside rat germs right into your living room couch? Get the hell out of here. You come in the house, you have to change your clothes, put on house clothes, you feel of a lawsuit, or your house dress. That's my rule.
Okay, then. We were running out of power on the telephone, which is the Instagram, and I had to plug that in. But I remember we had a thing called play clothes and school clothes. You play clothes, you didn't wear to school, you wore them to play. And, of course, your school clothes, you couldn't wear to play because you would ruin your clothes.
But I think that there's the adult version of that. There should be the adult version of that. If you have a hard day at work and you're wearing, like, you know, your Macy's Ink dress pants, are you going to really sit on the couch with those on? No, you're going to come home, change, let your hair down, be comfortable.
Here.
What?
I don't even know what's going on.
Parents. They don't know that they're not supposed to be talking. That's all right. Grab a seat now. Okay. So back to what we were talking about. So you don't wear jeans in the house?
No, I absolutely don't. The second I come home, I have to derobe. I want to go, I change into my house clothes, a house dress. I got a whole in-the-house wardrobe. And the same thing for my boyfriend. He comes in the house, I literally start convulsating if he keeps the outside clothes on. It's not allowed, it's the house rule.
Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting. In fact, I had, you know, and sometimes you have to facilitate the house clothes because men, they're not used to it. Like they would say, I don't want to take off my clothes. You get to provide them with like a feel of a law sweatsuit to wear, you know.
So what is house clothes then? If it's not jeans, because house clothes to me is jeans.
No, sweatpants, for guys, sweatpants, like, you know, maybe a pair of basketball shorts or just some shorts. And then for women, whatever your sweatpants or a house dress, I like a long muumuu. You know, I have no shame in saying that.
I don't even know what a muumuu is.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Hold on a minute.
I know what you're talking about.
Guys, you can't talk at all. All right? There's nobody here. We're just kidding around.
It's an interactive show.
Yes, and we will right back after this commercial break. Okay, so here we go. I don't even know how we got on this subject matter. The only thing I don't wear, that I wear in the house, that I wouldn't wear outside is maybe slippers. I might take the slippers up and down the driveway to take in the garbage, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, I think that's a good rule. Slippers. See, but what about shoes in the house? Because that's a whole nother thing. In Manhattan, I can't even. The Japanese people, they have a thing. When they come into the house, very respectful. They take off their shoes. They put them by the door. It's like sacred to walk around, without your shoes on. But in Manhattan, I have the same rule in my house. You come in the house, you got to take off your shoes. Are you telling me you walk around in the house with your shoes on? Yes, you do.
I got sneakers on right now.
No, I couldn't even handle that.
And I walked around in the driveway.
No, I
There
couldn't.
could be a dog in the neighborhood. But I'm actually retentive, so I can tell you right now, there's no dog shit in this house.
It's different though, because you live in a nice, pretty suburb. You don't have all the shit and the dog.
You could curse
pooping.
on this shit.
They don't have all the shit and the piss in the streets like they have around the city. So I gotta have different rules. I also have wall-to-wall carpeting.
Yeah.
Leopard, so it's better.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So what do you have when a guest comes over? You tell them, hey, listen, be
No,
prepared.
I say you got to shoes off before they even come. Like wear your nice socks because you might feel uncomfortable if you find out and you have like a hole in your sock. And then if there's someone doing work in my house, I have
You
the
have a
doorman give
hole in
them.
your sock.
I want them to feel comfortable. If I have someone doing work in my house, the doorman give them a booty to wear, which
I'm
is
not
like
kidding.
a shower cap over the shoe. Yeah, I'm very serious about that.
Well, I've seen the booties because that's when usually people come to clean your carpet are wearing the booties.
Yes.
Or maybe a doctor when you're walking around in the hospital, so you hand out those booties.
The doorman do. Yeah.
The doorman?
Yeah, the doorman.
What do they say? You're going to Elise's? Yeah, well, here's your booty.
Yeah, they say she got to put the booties on, and then sometimes they come up. Like I got an exercise bike delivered the other day, and the guy says to me, "I heard that you want me to wear the booties, but I really don't feel comfortable." I said, "Then you're gonna have to do a curbside delivery. You're not gonna be allowed in the house." So I put them on.
No kid.
Yeah, no booties.
I just put the booty over the shoe.
Yeah, over the shoe, which is totally kosher. Totally kosher.
Italian girl saying it's kosher. Boy, I tell you, every time I start this show, I'm thinking I'm going to go down a certain track, and I get curveballs every single time.
The Italians and the Jews are similar, though. You can't say kosher. You don't say like. You don't say like.
You don't have Jewish in you, do you?
I grew up in Jewish neighborhoods. In fact, my grandmother is from. I'm originally from Brooklyn. My grandmother grew up in Borough Park, which with all of the Orthodox Jews. So I grew up with all this, mashugana, craziness all around. Yeah.
Isn't it great the way she explains things?
I don't even have words. Convulsing.
There's no word for it. I just know that my body is telling you it's convelta.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, the Italians and Jews very similar.
Yeah, I never really thought that they were that similar. It just came to family, except the Italians would eat and the Jewish people would fast. And we'd look at them and say, I don't know what you're fasting for, we're having bread.
But the Italian Jewish culture, especially in the tri-state area, is much more similar than other cultures. Like, the Greek culture is also similar. Maybe the Irish. I don't know. That's arguable. Is the Irish culture similar? I think it's similar. You don't. But we could have the beauty of the world is having difference of opinions, isn't that?
Yeah. Damn straight. I mean, she used an example of the Japanese people.
Totally different.
That's what the Japanese people do. They come walking in and they cover their feet.
Yeah, and my ex-sister-in-law, Kamiko, is from Japan, Amori, Japan. And that was a whole thing. When she joined the family, she didn't even speak English. Not only was there the cultural differences. Okay, let me tell you, it's a whole different ballgame.
I'll be right back when she's done.
Okay, let's stick to the script.
No. Screw the script. There's some things that we want to talk about, but I'm so interested in her family now all of a sudden because she just got done telling me your brother-in-law? Sister-in-law?
My ex-sister-in-law. So I'm
Ex-sister-in-law.
divorced, yes, and my ex-husband is British, and his brother was teaching English in Japan and met his wife, and she was Japanese. So if you can imagine what this dinner table was like, okay,
Yes.
in Wales, in the UK, sitting at a big dinner table, me, Italian, Staten Island girl, the British, the Japanese. I mean, it was like the G6. What is
Yeah.
the summit. Yeah.
That's the only word I know. The summit.
I don't even think it's the G6. G6, I think, is a private jet.
I think G4.
Yes, that's it.
No, I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. It's G-spot. It's the craziest thing. You got to wear a mitt on your shoe to get in.
But I'll tell you, but being exposed to all those different cultures and having to find common conversations and commonality, it's a good skill to have. I'll tell you. I don't knock it. It's good to be able to talk to people of everywhere. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just keep on hearing my family whispering like as if we can't hear them while we're broadcasting. Isn't it funny how family is? They never take you seriously as an entertainer.
Oh no,
They have no idea what the hell you're doing. But if they were watching the Tonight Show right now, they wouldn't say a word.
oh, they would be loving it.
Yes.
My family, they're horrified with this job.
Yeah.
They're
Isn't it
they
crazy?
Yeah.
What does he do during the day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tries to get work for at night. How come so many people recognize him when he's walking down the street? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting. I mean, I have a day job and this night job, so I'm doing double duty.
Yeah, well, before you know it, it could change. It
Hope.
could change in the drop of a hat.
Your lips to God's ears.
And then before you know it, you're performing every night, and somebody says to you, "What do you do during the day?" And that's when you take out a knife and go, "I'm a killer." Now put your boots on before that blood hits my carpet. That's called a callback.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I gotta get
Let's
better
see if
with
we can't do that. We could do that all night long. I love doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna learn it.
Let's see if we can't do that by the end of the show, which is going to take us another 50 minutes, but we're going to have some fun. So, okay, you're born and raised in Staten Island?
So I'm born in Bay Ridge, the Italian American diaspora. Born in Bay Ridge, Shore Road, and then Staten Island, the South Shore, and then I moved to Manhattan. I did a little stint in New Jersey. I went to high school actually in Manalapan. Then we moved back to Staten
Yeah,
Island.
she said before when she came on the show, but I don't want anybody to know I went to school in New
Because
Jersey.
it's so confusing. Like, it's like an identity crisis. I move here, then I move here, then I move here, then back to here. But I've been in Manhattan for 18 years. So that's the place I lived the longest, and that's what I consider home.
All right, I just want to say that's one of the fastest conversations I've ever heard in 30 seconds. Wow, you talk fast. That's fantastic.
I'm really trying to slow it down on stage. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I have to. I'm like, go slow.
We did a show this past Saturday night.
And we'll be doing one on Thursday.
We got a lot of shows
And on
this
Saturday.
week and next week and then whatever it is that we're going to be doing. But I just want to say this past Saturday night, first of all, anybody who came Saturday night, thank you very much for coming to the show. It was my first appearance at the Mayo Pack Theater in Morristown, New Jersey, where she only went to school for a little while. She wanted to confuse nobody. Call back. and they only allowed 200 people in.
Right.
But there's 1,300 seats in this theater.
Yes. It was very cavernous.
That's a good word.
Yes,
it was cavernous.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know cavernous, it was empty. I like to say empty. But the balls you have to get on stage to entertain in front of a full house is gigantic. But it's twice as big to get on stage in front of a semi-quasi empty house. And she did it. She walked out in front of 200 people in a 1,300 seat theater and said, "I don't care, give me the microphone," and went right out there and stuck it out.
Well, when you gotta just do what you gotta do. What are you gonna do? Go on stage and say, "I don't see anybody." Okay, gotta go. No, but that was sold out. 200 seats in a 13. That was considered sold out during this time.
During a pandemic,
Yeah.
yes, we sold out the Mayo Pack Theater. We could say we're a sellout. We were asked to go back again, so in 8 months, when they let us go into front of a full audience, we'll have some fun and go do it again.
Wonderful.
And then you'll hear the thunder of the people screaming, and it changes the rhythm of the performance.
But I'm still gonna have to talk slower.
You got to slow
You
down.
gotta slow down. You gotta slow down.
Because that's the biggest difference between performing in a comedy club and performing in a theater. It has an echo, because most of these theaters were built during the time of opera houses and vaudeville. So there was no microphone.
Yes.
And it goes up on, I guess they call it a rake. Starts low and goes up into the air, and then they build the balcony. Had something to do with the shape of it, and that's because of the way the singers would project up into the back. I don't know if I'm saying the exact words, but it's called a rake. So when you perform as a comedian, you say a joke, the laughs don't come right away.
Right.
They build like a tsunami,
Yeah.
and then it comes. So if you don't know how to slow down
Hey,
and let that comedy come, you step on your next joke.
There's a lot of stuff to learn in this whole thing. I mean, I've only been doing it for 4 years, and I've been having some nice luck. But like something like that, slowing down is difficult for me. Whereas maybe someone else would go up and they would be like, and just naturally, just deliver a slow something or other.
Because the nervous energy
Right.
of not getting that quick satisfaction tends to make you speed up.
And also, I mean, if you're someone like me, I mean, like everything about me is loud. Like nobody gets a word in edgewise at home. My boyfriend comes over, he says, "You realize you're yelling at your mother on the phone right now?" I'm like, "I'm not yelling. We're not yelling. This is how we talk." Like everything is like loud and frenetic. and psychotic. So like then I go on stage, I think, oh, that's normal, and it's not. It's just not. Because people have to understand you.
How hilarious is this young lady? All right, so brothers, sisters, what do you got?
I'm the oldest, and I have two sisters. One of my sisters, she's in her early 30s, and I have a much younger sister who's in her early 20s. And yeah, I mean, we're different. We're my younger sister, we're 5 years apart, and my other sister, we're 15 years apart. So like we're all at different stages of our lives. So we're close as you could be. But it's nice, you know. I'm the older one, and they just.
Do they all sound like you?
No, that's the funny thing. One of my daughters sounds like me. I have two daughters, but no, I'm the only one that has this sort of nasally but raspy voice, and for whatever reason, they also don't have like an accent, you know, much like me, for whatever reason. So I don't know how that happens, but.
All right,
Yeah.
but you're going through life, and then you marry a man who's from England.
Yeah, so you know it's funny because like when you grow up like in an Italian house, like I wanted something different. I was like I need to like get out and see the world. You know what I'm saying? So like when I got my first job, I was sitting next to this guy who had just came in. I was working in publishing in Manhattan downtown on Whitehall Street, and he had moved into New York from Australia, and he was British. I worked for a British publishing company. And I had a boyfriend who was Italian from Bensonhurst, and he was a banker, and he was talking about I'll be barefoot and pregnant with 4 kids in a semi-attached house in Staten Island. And I just thought I couldn't think of anything worse. So at the time, now I think it sounds nice, but I wound up getting together with the British guy, and he has an interesting. He was born in Rhodesia, which is no longer. Which is Zimbabwe, and then his family moved to England, and then eventually Wales. So I married this British guy, and we had 2 daughters, and we lived on the Upper East Side where I still live, and he lives just separately. And yeah, I mean it's funny, like very different, very international. My sister-in-law is from Japan. I have a niece and a nephew. They speak English and Japanese, and it's very funny because nobody would ever think this about me, you know.
Yes.
But. You know, but I leaned in to the Britishness and all this kind of stuff in my corporate career because I was not getting accepted with this voice and hoop earrings and my last name. So I took my ex-husband's last name and I dressed very properly and I got ahead in the corporate world, you know, like undercover Italian style. Yeah.
So how many children do you have?
I have 2 daughters, 5 and 6.
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Now you said in your act, one of them has an accent like you.
Yeah.
And one of them has the accent of the father.
So it's funny because, like, you know, when they're both with him for like a week, you know, they come home and they have more of a British accent. But my older daughter, the 6-year-old, she just says British things. Like it's funny. Mommy, where are my trousers? And I'm just like, you what? Like you paint, like you Target leggings? Where you have fucking trousers? Like they say this, you know, or they say like, Mommy, that's rubbish, you know. So and it's very, very weird. It's people think I'm the help. I mean, you know, it's when we go into like CVS, you know, so people are like, I'm in there like, shut up, you know, the manager's like, ma'am, you know, can we find the owner of these children, please? You know, because they think I'm.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and I have to remind them, I'm the mother.
I am the mother.
Yeah, so my older one, I say in my act, is like Simon Cowell. She judges everybody, and she's very, you know, and my younger one is like Carlo Gambino. You know, I say she's like rough and tumble, and
That's hilarious.
yeah. It's funny. I mean, but you know, that's what happens when you're a parent. You know.
Do you ever say to the one daughter that sounds like the father, listen, you need to calm that down?
I do, but she corrects me. Like I said last night, there's a new movie out. It's called Yes Day. Very cute movie. It's like a PG movie, and the movie is a great premise. It's a parents and with their children, and anything that the kids say they want in one day, the parents have to say yes. And the movie's called Yes Day. So I said to my kids, oh, you wanted me to put on Yes Day, special treat, I'll make the popcorn. You know what my older daughter says? Mommy, that's not appropriate for us. Because she knows it's not a G-rated movie. I mean, what kid says that's not appropriate?
Holy smokes.
Yeah. You know, and my younger one's like, put it on, Ma. You know.
And is that her father talking?
Like.
Does he rub off on her? Like, where is he in the picture?
He very close. We have joint custody. We parent together. We talk every day. Yeah, he's much more proper. You know, he's much more proper, and my children are. It's very funny. I mean, you know, we were at the diner for Mother's Day in Staten Island, and my kids are there eating their chicken nuggets with the fork and knife like this.
Oh my
you know,
God!
With the fork in the left, doing the thing, and I'm just like use your hands, you know. But their father, my ex-husband, he's very, you know, why would children eat with their hands? You know, like it's funny.
Sounds like a TV show, like The Nanny and the Professor.
That's exactly what
That was
it's
a
like.
long time ago. Wait, there was some, was Nanny?
It was the nanny, and she was the nanny for a rich Broadway producer. My ex-husband, unfortunately, isn't a rich Broadway producer, but that's okay. But yes, that was it. But she was the paid help Fran Drescher in that show.
Okay, so yeah, you're talking about Fran Drescher.
Oh.
Before that, there was Nanny and the Professor. It was a long time ago,
I
but
was
I would
probably such a
definitely
baby.
say you probably hear The Nanny all the time.
Yes, I do hear the nanny all the time.
Yeah,
Like the real, like, are you like the real life nanny?
you are the real life nanny.
I guess I am, but you
Well,
know
they're
what?
your real kids. So
They're
you're
my
really
re-
not the
it's
nanny.
it's my real
You're the
kid.
real life mommy.
I am. I'm the real life mommy, right? But you know, it's like listen, there's something to be said about being married, having married to somebody that grew up very different and has all these more refined skills than I have. You know, my idea of playing in the street was like playing manhunt and putting M80s in somebody's mailbox in Staten Island growing up.
Yes.
Like he played like cricket, you know. So it's like all this stuff helped me in my corporate world, in my corporate career.
I'm sure. What do you do? Impersonate him? Like take on his personality?
No, but I did take voice lessons. True, I took voice lessons to neutralize my accent. So, you know, at work, I work in a digital. I was digital publishing, and now I'm on the finance side of things at a bank. And then I was also at a stock exchange prior to almost a decade. But you know, when you're working, you know, it's like, why does the British guy get so much street cred just because everything he says sounds so smart? You know, so it's like I took a page from that, and so. When I'm at work, I talk like this. I drop my voice down and I make sure I have no accent whatsoever. And it's so fucking exhausting, which is exactly why I go to
Yeah,
do
I just
stand-up
got
at night.
exhausted. You know, when I was 18, I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City, and at that time, I was told I sound like a dummy from New Jersey because I said walk, bought, thought, taught, like that.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn phonetic alphabet and how to roll my tongue around and put my tongue behind my teeth when I said the word the.
Yeah.
And it was how, now, brown cow.
Oh, yeah. And there's things like if you say the and the, like I think it's like you can't say the Air Force Academy. You have to say the Air Force Academy. Like that's something I learned.
I remember that, but I don't remember when to use the and when to use the.
I think you use the when the next word starts with a vowel. Like the Air Force Academy.
Oh.
I think you could say like the banana. I think. I don't know. Don't hold me.
The banana.
Yeah, that would be weird. The banana. Pass me the banana. Come on.
The garbage. The garbage.
It's
The
that.
booties.
But you know what? Here's the thing. Okay, the thing is that the Italian people, like we didn't try. We just for whatever reason, my experience was like I sounded uneducated, even though I'm educated woman. I sounded uneducated. So taking these voice lessons, it really
Yes.
brought me up a few notches.
Oh, I remember when I would go to the academy and take my voice lessons, then I'd come back to New Jersey and I'd say to my friends, "Hello, how are you?" And they punched me
Yeah,
right
they
in
were
the
like,
face.
what kind of snob just rolled up?
What happened to you? Why are you being such an asshole?
Right, but you know,
You
you're just
come
trying
right-
to, right, you're just trying to in some ways, you're just trying to better yourself, learn a different craft, learn a different way of the English language, I guess. My friends didn't have any of it, you know.
I never started doing I started doing stand-up when I was 29.
How did you start doing stand-up? What got you into it?
Because I was working as an actor, and when I kept going back and forth to California, I was doing TV commercials where it was an all-American boy with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I wanted to see if I couldn't get into a better groove, and I was sick of auditioning and not getting anything. But I was working on so many TV commercials and so many different soap operas and stuff that someone said to me, you know, you don't look like you sound.
Oh, really? Funny.
How many Italians are out there with blonde hair, blue eyes saying, hey, how you doing? That's hilarious.
But from the north, don't they? Like the northern Italians.
Sure, there's blonde, blue-eyed
But I
Italians
know what you
everywhere.
mean. I know what you mean.
But not stereotypically.
Right.
So I went to the Comedy Store and I just said, okay, let me give it a shot. And I grabbed the microphone.
Just the first time. That was it.
No.
At the Comedy Store.
No, it took months.
Oh, months.
Back in the day.
It takes people decades to get
No,
into the
no, no.
comedy.
What had happened was I was already an actor, so I had a rhythm of how to perform. And I went on stage for Mitzi Shore, the owner, back in the day. It was in the 90s. And I tried my hand at stand-up, and I got booed because I was doing impersonations.
Oh, yeah.
Then I went back again sometime later, and I tried it again, and I got booed. And then sometime later, I guess I went like a third time, and I said, screw it. And I said, I'm Italian, I'm from New Jersey, how's everybody doing? And then I just started talking about my life, and she said, you're here.
Oh my God, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if everybody knows watching. It takes people decades to perform in a place like the Comedy
The
Store.
Comedy Store, yeah, that's
That's
one of the
cool.
hardest places in the world to get into. I don't know what it's like anymore, but I ended up being there for like 10 years, and I met all those great comics and stuff like that, and that's where you train. But that was training when there was no such thing as social media, online performing. You had to really dig in,
Right. Yeah.
and it would take you forever to build up a fan base. Unless you got on a Tonight Show, and then if you get on a Tonight Show, then hopefully you built up a fan base. But social media could triple that in seconds.
Right. But you could have a big huge social media following, but it doesn't mean you have the chops that you would have that you
Well, that
learned
too.
in the you know.
If you were listening, I don't know if you heard, but the staff at the wow, somebody just posted a picture of me doing my commercial when I was 19.
Oh my God,
Isn't that
Tom,
amazing?
that's a great thing. I can't wait to watch that.
Tom is my dentist. If anybody out there needs a dentist, this guy, Dr. Tom, is absolutely the best. He now has a practice in Princeton, New Jersey. So anybody who's watching right now on Instagram or here on Facebook, he is the best. United Airline commercial. Yup, 1983. He's posted me as a child.
Wow, I was born in 1983. I don't want to make you feel old or something. Who cares? But I'm just,
Check this out. You got a fan writing. Patricia
Patricia.
Tarantino was at the show on Saturday night at the Mayo Pack. I hope you had a great time, and thank you for your comment.
Wow.
I just happened to look up and see that Tom was posting a picture of me doing a commercial when I was a kid.
Can't believe that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So they must take the old clips. So someone took old stuff
You
and
could Google anything.
I mean, I watch like Ethel Merman and Judy and Barbara on YouTube all day long from the 60s and 70s. They're my idols. But I didn't know that you could find like commercials, that kind of thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Isn't it amazing? They might even Google your kids and
They
who
won't
speaks
find
English
anything.
but it's pretty interesting. But yeah, this is pretty much how all this stuff happened. And then at that time when I was doing stuff like that, I didn't think I'd become a comedian. I never even thought about it. I used to think comedy wasn't that big of a deal. So when I went and saw stand-ups, I'm like, well, I could do that. Which is really not a good thing to say because you can't. It's a different animal. It takes years and years of practice, and it takes years of developing a rhythm that's, what do they say? 1 in every 1,000 comedians actually do it for a living.
That's what I'm trying to work on, the rhythm of it. Because slowing down is one thing, but then when you get that rhythm, that's a whole nother thing. I'm working on that. But it's a real art form. I mean, in Manhattan, a lot of people are actors and stuff, but the comic, the grind, and it's such a respected. It's hard.
I'm sorry, we got interrupted by a cat just came into the house, and I don't have a cat, so we're not going to mention any of that because everybody understands that there's nobody here, just the two of us. Because during COVID, we would never put anybody in harm's way by having company come in the basement while we're doing social distancing. Not only were we tested for COVID, but we've both been vaccinated.
Yes, which one did you have? Oh, you had Moderna.
I had Moderna.
Me too.
And I roughed it out. I had Moderna the day that we played at the Mayo Pack Theater at 2 o'clock.
Which was so crazy.
It was crazy.
He got you got the vax and you put it in the same arm that you hold the mic. And it was so strange to me because I thought you were going to have dead arm. Like in the middle of your set, which I think you did,
I did start to get dead arm.
Yeah.
But that's why I used it in my left arm because I used my right arm to hold the microphone.
Oh, you got the shot. I thought you got the shot in your right. You told me.
Left.
Oh. So
Left.
then what I just said didn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, and I always had the stand anyway.
You know
but the next day, boy, did I get sick, for sure.
I got sick too. And you know what's funny? People that got Pfizer didn't get that sick. I think Moderna's like the middle class shot. That was it. It was like Pfizer's like for the 1% or something. I don't know. It wasn't even on offer to me when I went to the doctor. I was like, I get the Pfizer. I hear a lot of people don't get sick. They said no.
I expected it, and thank God I had the day off because I knew I was going to be laying around the house. Because the first shot I got, I was sick for a day too.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sick from the first one.
First shot got me sick,
Wow.
maybe even worse.
Mm.
I think I was sick for 2 days for the first one, and I was sick for the 1 day for the second one, and the third one I didn't even know you can get at the gas station, but it was it was great. It was one of my favorite shots. It's great that we both have crazy families. Sometimes my family visits and they still ask me to this day, so what do you do during the day?
At least your family visits, okay? I can't even get my family. God forbid they want to go over they got to go in the tunnel, over the bridge, and we got to pay for parking. We're not going to the city, at least. It's ridiculous. I can't even get my family to my house. At least yours comes over.
How long are you living in the city?
18 years.
No
And
kidding.
I'm not leaving because it's like a potpourri of people. I didn't really fully felt like I fit in in Staten Island, you know. And I had I have lots of different interests, you know, and you can take all kinds of classes in Manhattan. It was an easy accessibility with public transportation. But it's hard to get people to come in. You know, going to the city is like a big event.
It is.
Going to the city.
Even for me, I'm like, I got to go to the city.
Yeah.
But actually, when I graduated high school, well, even before high school, I was going on auditions in the city. So there's a bus around the corner.
Right.
Take you 45 minutes. I was in and out of the city. It's one of the greatest reasons I was happy living in this town, because you get into the city in no time.
But I couldn't have been doing stand-up if I didn't live in the city. Because, like,
No.
learning. I mean, I'm at the clubs all the time, or anywhere, bars, and any basement attics, where anybody will let me perform. You know, I'm there. But it's like,
We're in the basement now.
Yeah, you have to. It's like, and if you're not in the city to get the repetition, and like, we're you know, if I had to rely on an express bus from Staten Island all the way down Holland Boulevard, come on.
Yeah, I didn't cut my teeth as a comic in New York City. I was just going in every day for auditions. And back in the 70s and the 80s, you would hit 3 commercial auditions a day.
Wow.
With tons of people that became stars and didn't become stars. And then, yeah, it was a great time. It was so much more fun. And if you did a TV commercial when you were 19, 20, 21, you could take home 20 grand in a day.
That's amazing. And then probably got all the chicks because you're on TV in a United Airlines commercial.
Well, that kind of still happens.
I'm not saying that
As
it
a
doesn't.
performer.
I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm not saying that.
It doesn't happen. It's an illusion. Nothing's wrong in my life. I don't do scruples like that. All right, well, listen. Here's the portion of the show where we're actually going to call on our catering provided by Hero Kings of Nutley, New Jersey. As you all know, that usually on a Tuesday night when I'm here in the basement, we call our friend Johnny Salami, which to this day, a lot of people don't realize, is there really a Johnny Salami? But that's for you to find out and for us to know. All you need to know for sure is every Tuesday night, while we're here in the basement at 8 o'clock, we can count on Johnny Salami for coming in with some delicious sandwiches, especially the number 4, which is in my name. The Mike Marino sandwich is called the number 4. You have to say it like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us enjoy some sub-sandwiches from Johnny Salami. A little higher, Johnny.
Oh, beautiful.
A little higher.
Oh, it looks
Put
gorgeous.
in your. No, I can't see the thumb. Put the thumb in. There it is. Thank you, Johnny.
Did you say sub? Like,
Sandwiches.
and not hero? See, that's a New Jersey thing. Calling it a sub and not a hero. What are you giving me?
There's
Napkin?
some napkins.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Wow.
I wouldn't mind another ginger ale. Do you want another drink?
No, I have a club soda. Can I tell you something? For my daughter's 3rd birthday, I had catered in a 6-foot hero. You should have seen the faces of these people in Manhattan bringing in a 6-foot hero. You know, in Manhattan, we don't have things like 6-foot heroes. And this is part of the joys of life, don't you think? This is hilarious.
He just never knows where the camera angle is. There it is. Look how tan his hand is. Thank you, Cousin It. Somebody else wrote Cousin It before I did.
Oh, my God.
All right, so we have in our little catering now that has been provided by Hero Kings of Nutley, New Jersey. We love Johnny Salami. He's a great character. He's a lot of fun, and he's a good friend, and he's always on time. Hero Kings of Nutley, New Jersey, 132 Franklin Avenue up there in Nutley. The phone number is 973-661-3095. And what we want you to do is we want you to call Hero Kings, ask for Johnny Salami, order the number 4, and hang up. Just piss them off. Then go back and get your sandwich. You can look them up on the internet, www.theheroking.com. So here's 4 different sandwiches on this plate. And we definitely eat on the show. And while we eat, we're going to take some questions. Here's the number 4.
Okay.
This is a number 4. And we put some turkey sandwiches on the plate because we thought maybe you would prefer
No, I
turkey.
eat anything. I'll have a piece of turkey sandwich, but I eat anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then hold on a minute.
Oh, we're
Johnny, would you get the Godfather?
What's the Godfather?
Well, you said you eat anything.
Oh God, is it?
You got to watch what you say in the basement.
Oh no.
The Godfather is another sandwich that is fully loaded with some deli meats that are very powerful.
Like what? Like mortadella?
I think there's
Gabagool?
mortadella. No, there's gabagool over here. Oh, I keep forgetting she really is Italian. She just said gabagool. There's a guy going to write in from Italy now that we said gabagool. He's going to start yelling at us.
I don't even know
because
how to
it's-
say it
it's
in the
called
real way. Isn't that,
I
that's
think
what-
it's capricola.
Oh,
or some shit like
capicola.
that.
And what's
Prosciutto,
Oh,
mozzarella,
Yeah, yeah.
and balsamic vinegar.
roasted pepper?
Roasted pepper.
You know what?
Catering provided by Johnny Salami of Hero Kings, Nutley, New Jersey.
Ooh,
Take 2.
Thank you. You know what drives me crazy, Mike?
What?
Women that don't eat. They you know, like I have some friends, you know, in my neighborhood in Manhattan, and the girls that go out to eat, they have one slice of kale, and they're full. You know.
Well, I don't know if it's like that in New York City, but I can tell you this, in Los Angeles, California,
Oh,
yes.
God.
You can be out on a date with a girl, you're having a lot of fun, and the dinner comes and she's eating a cucumber. And that's pretty much it.
And what do you do? What do
You
you
laugh. Because she's eating a cucumber. All right, so you bit into that turkey.
Deli-
What do you think?
It's delicious. It's the best. It's the best hero I've had in a long, long time.
I don't say hero.
All right, sub.
Sub
I can't even
sandwich.
say sub. I feel like I'm being disingenuous to my New Yorkers watching here.
No, New Yorkers say hero.
They say hero. We say hero.
I never heard of hero.
When you call hero theheroking.com, do you say I want a 6-foot sub or do you say I want a 6-foot hero? Half Italian, half American.
I say sub.
You say a sub.
Sounds like great conversation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us have it. What do you say, sub sandwich or hero? We had this problem on one of the shows.
Really?
We're going to start it with you. Do you say sauce or gravy?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I say sauce.
Oh, here comes the argument. Let it rip. Because we say gravy.
You say gravy if it's with meat, braciole, meatballs, sausage. Then it would be
Meatballs.
a gravy. But if it's not, if it's just a marinade, then it's a sauce.
All right, well, we explain it that way, too. So what do we got? Tom Broithup, he's the dentist. All you girls pre-eat before going out. Don't think we don't know.
Yeah, you eat before and you eat and then you eat out too.
There's Katrina Micchio saying hello. He calls it sauce. That's Michael Fideli.
And who said?
We
Someone
got
said
it.
it. Salsa.
Michael, you're going to see May 22nd at Governor's. Elyse is on the show with me.
Oh, I'm so excited to meet you.
John Kernigan, writing into the show, one of the original Shore House guys in my show.
Oh, really?
1988. He's saying sauce, but then again, he's Irish. It's understandable. Dixie LePere, who's in Texas, said 6-foot Sammy.
6-foot Sammy.
What's a 6-foot Sammy? Is that a human?
No, it's a 6-foot hero.
I say salsa. Gina Marie, who's coming to the show on Saturday night. Gravy with the meat, sauce for marinara. It's in the family.
Exactly what I.
Katrina said sauce.
Yeah.
But you know, we don't. But not everybody's like going to be so specific. So if you eat gravy once a week, you know, you might just refer always as the gravy. You know what I'm saying?
I'd say gravy, no matter what it is. Oh, wait a minute. There's our guy from Italy. Hi, Gigi. How you doing? Listen, now we're really going to get scolded. Suga means sauce in Italian.
Yeah.
We apologize. Don't get upset. It's called suga. So Gigi is writing in from Italy right now.
Where in Italy? I used to live in Rome. I lived in Rome in college.
You speak Italian?
Like not anymore because I don't speak it on a day-to-day basis. But
Yeah,
I
be
did.
careful because he's really going to get mad now.
Mm.
He writes into the show all the time. He's a great guy. I love you. I miss you. And I like the video that you sent me. And you can send that to all my fans.
What
So
was
let's
it?
have some fun. It was a video about how he was talking about why do Italians in the United States change wordings that come from Italy. Like when we say gabagool or when we say sauce.
Mm.
And he's pronouncing it in Italian. What would be the correct way? Hey, Mike, how are you? Did you like the video? Yes, I did. It's him comparing
delicious.
Italians from Italy to Italians in America. I get it. Thanks for the comparison.
I think this
Don't
turkey
get nuts.
sandwich has a little vinegar on it or something. It's
You want some vinegar?
No, I'm not.
You want another sandwich?
No, I'm gonna have a piece of this one.
All right, that's the
The Godfather.
that's the Godfather.
Okay.
Put that to
Ooh, looks
sleep.
Good.
So we did do this great show this past Saturday night. We had a lot of fun. We found out today that the show that we're doing this Thursday night at Calandra's in Fairview, New Jersey, you cannot get tickets for anymore because we are sold out. Now, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, they're only letting in 100 people. But to hear the word you can't fit any more people in the eyes of a comedian who's entertaining is a wonderful thing. Because that means there's going to be 50 people waiting outside the door hoping to get in. And that's when we say, add a show.
Yes.
And then we make more money. Or some money. So if anybody wants to come, go on the internet at mikemarino.net. I don't know if you have it listed on your site.
Not
You
yet.
can take a look. And then we're going to the Brokerage Comedy Club Saturday night, May
Yay.
22nd. Now, we sold out the 7 o'clock show, which I believe is 125 people as opposed to 200. And they added the second show, which is at 9:30. So if anybody wants to come to the Brokerage in Long Island, New
In
York,
the Belmore.
Belmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you familiar with New York? See, I kept saying Long Island,
No, I'm.
but it's not. It's Belmore.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Am I familiar from New York with New
Are
York?
you familiar with?
Long Island?
Yeah.
I actually have an office in Long Island. I'm not so familiar. I'm familiar with like out east, but Belmore, I don't know. I don't know where that is. I'm just gonna put in the GPS.
Why?
Put in the Google Maps.
I'm not familiar with it either, but I keep calling it Brokerage in Long Island, but it's not. It's the Brokerage in Belmore, New
Well,
York.
because they have they have like other locations or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Governor's is in Long Island.
Yes.
The Brokerage is in Belmore.
Yes.
We know Belmar, which is in New Jersey. It is Long Island. All right, then I stand corrected. Somebody just corrected me. Gina Marie is coming to the show, and you're going to get to meet Elyse in person. Look at everybody saying it's gravy, it's sauce.
delicious.
Those of you who are listening to us on the podcast, we're getting fan mail that's asking crazy and saying crazy stuff about whether it's sauce or gravy, or whether it's a sub or a hero. Belmar isn't far from Queens, Long Island. I'm reading what people are writing.
What are some other words that people say, like hero and sub or sauce and gravy? What are some other words? I mean, people say like, but it's not mozzarella, and that's a different kind of thing.
Well, there used to be Blimpie base, and it used to be Blimpie sandwiches.
I remember Blimpie. It was in the mall.
Right. I don't even know if it exists anymore. Then they came out with this really horrible sandwich place called Subway. I can say that because I don't care, and I don't go there. Do you know Olivia Porter? She's saying hello to you right now. 6 to 5.
Hi, Olivia. No, I don't know her, but hi. That's one of my baby names, by the way, Olivia. I love it, Livy. It's a gorgeous name.
Right now, Mike Marino says 6 to 5, 300 plus. You guys are eating finger sandwiches.
Wait, is there another Mike Marino?
Yeah, he's.
Oh my God.
Man, Belmore isn't in New York. I'm so confused.
Hoagie. Tom is saying where.
That's right, a hoagie.
That's in Philly. They say hoagie's in Philly.
Where does hoagie fit in?
In Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's right, Philadelphia. Philadelphia cheesesteak.
Oh, that's so good. Do you ever go to? Do you ever have Geno's and Pat's? There's like on either side of the street.
I never did it.
Oh man, really?
I was invited to a party in Philadelphia this coming Monday night. I might go.
Have a cheesesteak.
Isn't it great that we actually do a podcast while we're eating? You really don't hear us talking because we got food in our mouth. What do they call the person who talks when they got food in their mouth?
A gavone.
A gavone.
But you know what? Like, why shouldn't you have a podcast where you eat and enjoy yourself? You know, I mean, everybody's so buttoned up with the headphones on the podcast world. I like just kick back and relax, and it's great. This is great.
Somebody once again is asking, do we say Taylor ham or pork roll?
That's another one. What I don't know what either are. How about that? I don't. What is that? A bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich?
Yeah. Well, it's not bacon. Pork roll. Pork roll is like a sausage, and I always thought it was.
Like a Hebrew national sausage? Like that? Like the salami? Like that? The big? Remember the big red thing? I don't even know.
That I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't know anything about Hebrew national.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
No.
you do. And it was a very popular thing to eat. I think in the 50s and the 60s. It's like the red.
I know Spam. It was in a can. You stayed away from it.
Yeah.
Nothing like being quiet in the audience.
So do you say Taylor ham or a pork roll?
We said Taylor ham because you
Yeah, like-
bought it. It was on the box. The box said Taylor ham, and what inside was called pork roll. So Taylor pork roll. Belmore is a town on Long Island. Say it either way, and you're right. Brokerage, Long Island, Brokerage, Belmore. It's all correct. And she said Cavone. We said Gavone.
Some people say some people say cafone.
Cafone.
Yeah, something like this.
Let's ask Gigi.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, when she said she cannot speak Italian, you know she ain't Italian. That's what Italians from Italy believe.
I know that's what they believe.
See?
But you know what kind of Italian my family speaks? Like the dialect he would never even know. Like Neapolitan that makes no sense.
There are some people, let's say my friend Gigi in Italy, who gets very upset that people who say that they are Italian here in New Jersey don't speak Italian because they're not true Italians. But then there's the people who get here and decide that they don't want to speak another language anymore. That's how it got translated
Yes.
to us when we were kids.
And like my grandmother changed her name. Her name was Anna, but she changed it legally to Anne. She didn't want to, she wanted to be Americanized. That was like a thing.
Yeah. He's so upset, this guy. He goes nuts.
No, he shouldn't be upset. Let me tell you something. I lived in Rome, right? And I had a roommate from Staten Island, and her parents came to visit her, right? We were there for a couple months at that time. This was like 20 years ago. And you know what her father said? I want to have a chicken parmesan hero. That's what he said when he got to. They don't even have that in Italy. And the Italians, they were offended.
If we get really quiet, we can hear the people in the room whispering. Ain't that hilarious?
Hilarious.
Taylor Pork Roll, period. Even Taylor Pork Roll advertises the products that way. I love when people get so specific.
I wish we had one here that I could see what this looks like. Olive Garden Italian.
Olive Garden. Hey, it's Marco Asante. Marco, how you doing, buddy? Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most talented stand-up comedians in the country, we wish was going to be performing with us this Saturday night, but I believe he's back in Los Angeles. He co-stars in the web series Make America Italian Again. His name is Marco Asante. I miss you, buddy. I hope you're doing okay. Everybody say hello to Marco.
Hey, Marco.
He's right here on Facebook. And his cousin is the legendary actor Armand Asante. There he is.
I love the name Marco. It's so hot.
My middle name's Marco. My middle name's Dominic. A very
That
sweet.
was my grandfather's name. I love that name.
That's how I got it. I think my grandfather was Dominic. Dominucci.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, Dominucci. We'll take in a couple more questions. Then we got to go to another subject matter, and then we got to get out of here. This is from Darlene Corporali, who's Italian, and she's in Los Angeles. And Darlene asked the question, my grandparents said their children and grandchildren would only speak English. They were the only ones to speak in Italian. And then she says hello to Marco.
So I wonder if they only spoke, if the kids only spoke English, is that because they just wanted to be assimilated in the American culture? They didn't want to associate with their, I wonder.
I don't know. We were told don't speak the enemy's language while you're here in the United States, so we didn't.
Right.
Hey, Anthony, you got a problem, pal? Look at these people fighting on my podcast.
Why are they fighting? What's the fights?
Publicity.
Oh, look at this. Here, the best pizza. Where's that? BK? BH? What's the best pizza in BH?
Beverly Hills.
Oh, Beverly. Oh, yeah. What's the best pizza there? Do you get decent Italian food there?
They're fucking fighting.
Oh my God. Why do you start every shit on every live show?
Hey, you're gonna
It's
get
only-
me canceled.
Oh no! Wait, tell him what the best Italian food is in Beverly Hills. He wants to know. This guy. What would you say it is?
Frankie's on Melrose.
Frankie's on Melrose.
He's Italian. He's from New York. He don't speak Italian though. Don't get mad. I think he calls it gravy, not
See,
sugar.
look what Gina's saying. She's saying, yes, the families they only spoke English because they wanted to assimilate into the culture. Yes, that's right. That's right. See, that's the thing. They wanted to be American.
This is why so many people will tell you that the old ways are the best ways, because people in the olden days didn't argue as much as they do now. Nowadays, people are arguing way too much because they got too much free time. Could you imagine a guy in Italy being upset with people in America because we don't speak Italian or we don't say the Italian things? You got that kind of free time? What are the chances I would watch an Italian show and go, I can't believe you guys don't speak English. This is fucked up. Pizza Wagon on Brooklyn.
Oh, a Pizza Wagon in Brooklyn is delicious in Bay Ridge. At L&B Spumoni Gardens, though, I heard they changed owners. Well, they changed the recipe, I should say. It's not worth arguing over.
Come to Italy, buddy. Internet tough guy.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to get a new feed.
You should invite him. You should invite him to your mother's basement.
Best pizza in New Jersey. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. Isn't that what us Italians who are watered down from Italy are? I'm from Torino, Italy.
Oh, Torino's nice. Gina's comment's funny. What's the best pizza in New Jersey?
In this town right now, I would say it's Max's Pizza. It's in walking distance. He has a great slice of pizza, and he makes a lot of different Italian dishes. And he calls it gravy.
Had to slide that. Is that a callback?
It's a callback to the original platform of whatever it was that we were talking about. It's not worth the walling over. Look at all these people. There's a lot of people who are listening on the podcast. You can't really see everybody that's writing into the show, but there's a lot of people who like to argue with each other on my time and on my feed. I don't really indulge. I don't get into it. We were going to talk about who we thought would make a great mayor in New York. I hope they pick somebody good, that somebody could get in the mayor position in New York City and straighten out the crap that's going on.
Curtis Lewa.
I thought Curtis Lewa.
Who was the
would
one
be
that
great.
went out when the streets were crazy in Manhattan 8 months ago? The Red Beret, right
Yeah.
out on the street, didn't give a shit. Went out there, was helping people, helping homeless people, helping people, and I don't even know what party lines or anything. I just know that was like a heroic thing. Everybody was scared and in their house, and he was there in the trenches.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
What are they called again? I forget. The Guardian Angels.
Guardian Angels.
Guardian Angels should run the city. I think that would be really great. But I want to do this really, really quickly.
Ooh.
I got some crazy fans, and I want to thank you all for sending me some fun stuff. The old ways are the fun ways. So, Anthony, you don't need to be dealing with that guy in Italy at all. Stop talking to each other, especially when you're on my feed. Because if anything happens to my channel and it gets shut down, you're damn sure I will come to Italy. So stop it. Have some fun. This is what I got from Anthony Rena. Look at that.
Wow, that's
it's
nice.
a smiley face. Let's be honest. This is one of the ugliest t-shirts anybody ever got in their entire life. But it means a lot to me because it means he's watching the show and he knows that a young lady who came to see my show, Colleen Drum, Art of the Drum, on the internet, gave me a matching mug. So I wore this morning.
You like a giant emoji.
I'm a giant emoji.
It's great. I think it's great.
Yes.
So nice.
And if I'm in a bad mood, I could just wear it upside down. Ugh.
Oh my God.
And I wore this on my morning walk with my father this morning. We had a lot of fun with that. And I'm also going to wear this one tomorrow on the morning walk. This was given to me by Anthony Rena because this was one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid.
Courageous.
Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. Go on the internet and Google Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse before the cancel culture gets rid of this because there's a mob boss in this cartoon. He's called the Frog. Did you ever see it?
No. What year? I don't know. I don't think I've seen
It's
this one.
probably 70s.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen
Maybe
it.
even 60s.
I don't think I've seen it.
Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. They came out of a cave in a very fast car with great tunes. And no matter what the problem was, Courageous Cat could deal with it because he had a holster with guns all over it.
Oh.
You didn't see it until he needed it.
I like that.
I don't even think he wore underwear in his jeans. That's a callback from an hour ago.
So that's right, but where did he find this shirt? Where did he find it? Like
I don't
on
know.
Amazon?
I don't know where you find
Where
a
did he
shirt
find
like
this cartoon from the 60s?
And it's brand new.
Oh, nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, they had an enemy. His name was the Frog, and he was like Edward G. Robinson, who'd go, yeah, I'm the Frog, see? Yeah, I'm the Frog. I'm going to rub you out. And nobody got hurt. We're still alive.
Yeah,
It
sure.
was a great cartoon. So tell us where you're going to be performing in the next 30 days and how we could find you on the internet.
What? Well, I'm gonna be
What?
on a Wednesday. I'm in Midtown tomorrow. I can't remember the name of the location, so that doesn't really help. Thursday, I'll be with you at Calandra's.
No, tell us about Wednesday, because what's it like to perform in the city?
I'm doing Sheba Mason's show.
I know Sheba.
Yeah, she runs a room on 54th, I think, in Broadway or something. So
She
I'm there.
never invites me.
Ryan Reese called her and said, "Can you put Elyse up?" So she's like, "Okay," and I said, "Oh, great." But
That's fantastic. You need to tell her that you're friends of
I
mine
will.
and you're on the show, so we could just say
Hi,
her
Sheba.
father was a legendary comedian.
Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason was the father of Sheba Mason, or still is.
Yeah, and she's funny, and she's, she loves comics, and she runs a room and the whole thing. But I'm all over. But you can find me. I'm on TikTok at Elyse DeLucci. I'm on Instagram at Elyse DeLucci, and I post where I'm going to be. And right now I'm only working. I only have my May schedule going. But Instagram Elyse DeLucci, TikTok Elyse DeLucci. I have a podcast, The Elyse DeLucci Show, which is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And, and then you could just see me on the road.
Yes, but now that we know all her social media, we don't have any tickets left for this Thursday night. Sorry. But we are going to be at Calandra's in Fairfield, New Jersey. I don't know, maybe you want to stop by. Gigi, if you want to fly in for Italy, come and start. I think Anthony Arena's going to be there.
On the G6.
On the
Another
G6.
callback.
Look at
I'm
you.
I'm trying here.
That called it way back. On the G7 and the G spot. Okay. And then we do have tickets left for the big show that we're doing together this Saturday night, May 26th, at the...
We have only tickets for the 7 p.m. show is sold out.
Yeah.
But the 9:30 is where there's still tickets.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go on the internet, come and see us. The second show, 9:30. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be really, really funny. My friend Mario Bosco is on the show.
Oh, I love Mario. I love him. Yeah, he's funny, really funny. He's from Bensonhurst, Mario.
Yeah, he's a tough guy.
Yeah, he's a tough
That little punk.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Yeah.
We'll send him to Italy to take care of Gigi. And then Sharon Pfeiffer is with us on the show.
Who I'm very excited to meet. She's a funny comic from Florida. I think, is she Jewish or Italian? But she's hilarious.
I don't know.
I would go, well, she's going to be
Pfeiffer.
great.
I think she might have a little Jewish going on over there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But she looks Italian, so that's what matters.
She's going to be really funny. It doesn't even matter. We're going to bring it. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then from there, we're going to keep on going, bringing the funny all around the world, especially to our friend Gigi in Italy. Poor guy just can't get a break. We got to get going.
You got to tell Gigi, ci vediamo a dopo. That means like see you later in Italian.
I don't even know if he was working.
He quit.
Might have left.
Oh, he
It's probably
clocked out.
2 o'clock in the morning in Italy.
Clocked out. Okay.
One more shout out. Catering provided by Johnny Salami from Hero Kings of Nutley, New Jersey. When you want a sandwich, you go to the hero, Johnny Salami. I just made that up.
It's great.
That's a great little
That's
plug.
a great commercial.
Right. And remember, order the number 4 just to piss them off a little. We got to get going. I'm Mike Marino. This is Elyse DeLucci. We had a lot of fun down in the basement tonight. Remember, folks, make America Italian again. You know our motto. You don't know nothing. You don't say nothing. You don't see nothing. And how do I end our... Oh, let's thank our producer, Tatiana Blue Shell, for making this possible.
She's watching from California. She told me. Yeah. Thanks, Tatiana.
Yes. I hope she is. She's fantastic. Oh, and don't forget, you're not going to be able to make the show on May 30th.
What show?
We were going to do the Not So Late show down here in the basement. Well, it is the Memorial Day weekend. And Memorial Day weekend, usually people in this area go down to the Jersey Shore.
Right.
Where are you going?
I don't know. I'm going to have 2 British kids in tow. So, we might come to the basement.
How funny would it be if your little kid just said, top of the morning to you, governor, and you put him in a chokehold and said, don't ever say that again. All right, we got to get going. How do I end every single one of my broadcasts? By always saying the same thing.
I don't take no shit from nobody.
No, you got to wait for me to say it together.
Oh, God. All right. Let's do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Don't take no shit from nobody.
Bye. So great.
All right, Dad, you can talk.
I know. Big busted.
Okay. We're gonna laughing and talking.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.